Oh, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 1973 Caboose here. Our one trip that we finally got a chance to do was to find Maybrook, New York, and the former Maybrook line that connected in with the Erie. We're at the western end of what used to be Maybrook Yard, where the main line headed west towards the Erie connection, and that's part of it. Now we'll be back and I'll show you more. We're going to try to get some shots of what's left of the old yard. It's like one or two tracks through an empty field with some trucking terminals and stuff. Just stand by. Okay, here we are. We're looking towards the east. This is the Maybrook line, the other end of it by where the old yard would have started. And the tracks look like they still are being used probably by either CSX or Norfolk Southern. But you know, this is our first visit to the town of Maybrook, New York. We're going to be exploring a little further here, so just be surprised. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 1973 Caboose here. We have actually found the remains of the Maybrook New Haven Railroad Yard in Maybrook, New York. This is what's left of it. But we're going to explore a little further, but there's only one track through here. This was one of the largest rail yards in the Northeast, second to Mechanicville, and third to Cedar Hill. But this was actually a yard that was ran by the New Haven, the Erie, the Lehigh and Hudson River, and later on Erie-Lackawanna was doing interchange work with New Haven and Penn Central, up until May 8th, 1974, when the Poughkeepsie Railroad Bridge burned up in a bad fire. This yard became abandoned by Penn Central. Never be able to get too much film of the foliage if it was fully in. It used to be New York and Ontario and Western used to interchange here too. This yard was a good-sized freight yard at one time. Covered a lot of square footage. But this is Norfolk Southern property, as you could see, because there was a sign over on that tree over yonder. But this is Norfolk Southern's industrial track for Maybrook. And CSX, I think, even has a connection up here too from Newburgh. You could almost hear the ghosts of all the trains that used to pull in here and interchange cars for points east beyond Pennsylvania and the Midwest. Okay, here's a different angled view from the dead-end street here. Now this is the sign stating who has ownership of the property where that track goes through, and it's Norfolk Southern Corporation. Just like the signs like down in Binghamton. They stand right out too. Well, we're going to go down further and see what else we could find. Well, here we are on the outskirts of Maybrook. The sign here claims a huge rail center, and it's the largest railroad terminal in the East. It was built in this village in 1910, supported its 1,200 residents from 1910 to 1974, employed as many as 1,500 people in this yard. Here's an old New Haven caboose. Looks pretty good. And over that way is where the old yard used to be. We're going to try to, we found a spot to get in. We're going to try to do it very carefully. We got a little with some cooperation from the only police officer in Maybrook. So we're going to go a little further and then call it a quits and head home back to Mass. Here's where the old Maybrook yard used to be. It's a big trucking terminal. We are trying to get as much footage as possible of the old Maybrook yard, what's left of it. This is where they have a big trucking outfit, right where the old yard used to be. And look at this. Way over there happens to be a old light tower from the days of the railroad.
south. 2992 Incast, direct rod.
Well, here we are, the other end of Maybrook Yard, and we're not going any further than we have because of the fact that it's all freaking posted. And we're not going to push our luck, but this is the other end of Maybrook Yard, some of it. So, this is our view of what Maybrook Yard looks like today. It's a shell of its former self. Way down there is where the trucking terminal is, where we tried to get some video, but we didn't want to go any further than we did. But I'm interested in trying to find out whereabouts that building is in relation to the adjacent property. But this is the old Maybrook line that went to, that connected in with the Housatonic Railroad today, up at Hopewell Junction. What's left of it is this, which is owned by Norfolk Southern. I think CSX even has trackage rights. Well, here's one of the old buildings. They're still standing from the days of the New Haven and Erie and shit. And that's the trucking terminal.